Hi, I'm Gregg Coleman, and today is Monday, March the 1st. March the 1st, think about that. I mean, really, you kind of think of spring, right? Well, don't think about it too much because we have some very interesting winter-type weather coming up. Of course, we're still not in spring yet officially. We're going to know that, I think, by tomorrow. If you watched my last video, or if you click on it, you can see that last Monday I talked about, I believe that maybe something pretty interesting is coming up the first of this week. And as it turns out, something very interesting I think is coming up the first of this week, and that would be tomorrow. And let me tell you about it a little bit. Weather-wise we're talking about. That is, there's a potential storm coming tomorrow, and I've seen a lot of things. I've watched a lot of videos, etc. about it. I've seen the local meteorologist, and I think we're going to be in for an interesting day tomorrow. And I'll tell you why. I'll show you a couple things. Just looking at the radar a few minutes ago, and it's about 12:30 Monday afternoon, there is a low pressure system. It's really forming right along the Gulf, right down here, but there is, right in Texas, right about here, there is a big time upper level low. And what that means is the upper atmosphere is just twirling in a counterclockwise rotation. That upper level low is going to be very important along with this low here. This low should track right along the Gulf of Mexico, maybe crossing into northern Florida, and then probably head sort of up the coast this way, maybe out as it gets to North Carolina. The upper level feature should come across too, and what all this means is there's going to be a lot of moisture generated up from the Gulf of Mexico. Over here, this low is going to get really strong when it gets off the coast too, which would feed more moisture back in. The upper level low is very important because it creates a tremendous amount of lift in the atmosphere. And what that should do is when the precipitation gets over us in this area, even though in the morning it might not be as cold as you would think for snow, when you get a lot of lift, a lot of dynamics going on like that, it will energize the atmosphere, and a lot of times when the precipitation falls, it just pulls the cold air. Upper level lows have a lot of cold air in the upper atmosphere, and it will pull that cold air down. And that's what I expect tomorrow. It's going to be very interesting to see how it all shapes up, but everything is looking to me like probably somewhere in this area. I'm going to draw this if you can see it with the blue, if it'll write, but somewhere in that area, I hope you can see it okay, somebody's going to get a lot of snow. And I think very well it could be us right here. And it just depends on how the snow band's set up. And there could even be thunder with it, where it really is coming down hard. But and if it turns out the precipitation is lighter than what some of the models are showing right now, then it probably won't happen. I mean, it would probably be just rain. But the way it looks right now, 12:30 on Monday, I think there's going to be a lot of precipitation, a lot of lift in the atmosphere, a lot of cold air being drawn down, and we could be in for a pretty darn good snow. Back quite a few weeks ago, we did our loaf bread, our number of loafers for the winter storms, and we went anywhere from 1 to 6 is the number on the winter storm, and one loafer would be just a trace of snow or sleet or that sort of thing, really no problem on the roads, all the way up to 6 being just a devastating storm with either very deep, heavy snow, travel being disrupted, power outages, or very disruptive ice storm that could be the same way. And really, I see the potential for this one to be very heavy snow, potentially power outages. Sorry about that. Who knows, but heavy snow can sometimes really bring down power lines and tree limbs, so we'll see how that works out. The one thing that would keep this from being a really major storm is because it's happening in March, you have a lot of sunlight because the sun is at a higher angle, of course, and you have more warmth because of that. So this storm will probably start out as some rain. It might not, especially in the Travelers Rest area, but if it starts out and it's got enough rain, then that's going to kill some of the snow totals. If it doesn't get the amount of precipitation we're thinking, as I said earlier, it'd probably be more rain than snow, that would cut down on the totals. But if it all comes together, which it could very well do, then I could see major accumulations in our area Don't think it lasts very long because it is going to warm up after the storm. If this were January with a storm like this, we could really be in trouble. But I think it'll warm up fairly quickly, so this will be the last hurrah probably. We'll start moving into spring. I think everybody's looking forward to that. But hey, let's have some fun with the last snowstorm. So that's what I'm thinking. Snowstorm, rest of the week warms up and should be pretty nice afterwards. I do have to tell you, on the bright side for us here at George Coleman Ford, we've had an awful lot of business in February, a very good month. It's got to be because Ford has done a lot of good things. They have great product. They have more great product coming out. Remember, Ford didn't take the government money. Ford is still Ford, not owned by the government. And fortunately, our quality is very, very good. So all those factors together, along with George Coleman Ford's pricing, very low pricing, and the fact that we have people that have a lot of tenure here, that have been here a long time with us, and President's Award winner too. There are an awful lot of good reasons to buy from us here. So check out the website. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.